What I want, peeps, what I want. It's Finance Thursday. And I thought I'd do some cards in reference to that. So let's see what the tarot has to say to us a bit in reference to the collector's finance. But first of all, we've got to clear the energies. So let's clear the energies first, shall we? So, thank you, Spirit. So, let's start with the moonology, shall we? And I think I've got this angle wrong because it's just way too low, isn't it? There you go. So, we're going to start with the moonology. Okie doke. So, let's see what the moonology has to say about finances today, shall we, for the collective. Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, Divine, thank you for your assistance, your protection and guidance in reference to a message in reference to the collective's finance today. Please give us a clear and concise message about our finances today. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, dear beloved. Thank you for your assistance and guidance. Okay, so let's just draw 3 cards, shall we? So that's the present. That's the immediate past. And this one looks like it wanted to come out. And that's the immediate future. So these cards are the moonology. And we'll check and see what comes out with that. Shall we? So, for the present, we have be bold and make the first move. Do you see that? Be bold and make the first move. Okay. Now, what is that in relation to finances, I wonder? The next one, immediate past, show the world the real you. And this is full moon in Aquarius. There you go. That's a beautiful card, isn't it? Someone with a water picture there, flowing water, throwing up water. Are they showing the world who they are? Anyway, let's have a look at this one. And this is the immediate future. It says, bring love into the situation. I had this card yesterday. Is Spirit trying to tell all of us something? Or is they turning this into a love reading instead of a finance reading? I really wanted this to be about finance. But it looks like Spirit might have other ideas. So let's check and see. Which one should we go for? So in the present, it says, should we go for this one? We'll go for be bold and make the first move. And that's the cardinal moon. And you can see that it's like the beginning of the moon, isn't it? It's a beautiful picture. You see the trees down there and the background. Anyway, let's go and read about what that means. Be bold and make the first move. So, that's cardinal moon. Come on. They never make this really easy for you, do they? Cardinal moon. Okay, so now is the time to be bold, bossy even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organising. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal solution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way to step up as a leader. Ooh. So is there something you need to be bold about? Is there something that you're thinking about that you should really just step forward and just do it? Is this to do with your finances? Is this all to do with romance again? Let's hope it's not to do with romance, it's to do with your finance, shall we? So, attuning to the moon. I am taking charge of my destiny. Now that sounds more like it, doesn't it? Take charge of your destiny. Additional meaning for this card. Be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. Ask Jenethsha, I can't pronounce that, Ganesha, that's it. Ask Ganesha, the Hindu elephant god, for help. And the teachings here is, in astrology, there are three quadruplicities: cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Remember, we each have all 12 signs in our charts for different parts of our lives. It's just the way the astronomical wheel works. These are the signs that like to get things started and which are the natural leaders. No matter where you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you quite possibly need to take the lead on it. So, is there some new venture or project that you're looking into? Is there something that you're considering that you should, and it's telling you the time is now. The time to look into it is now. The time to do something about it is now. So we're going to draw some more cards. And I'm thinking, shall we go with the Wisdom of the Oracle? Because I love those cards. They're beautiful, aren't they? So we're going to draw one for each of those cards and see where we go with that, okay? So remember, in the present, we've got be bold and make the first move. In the immediate past, show the world who the real you. And in the immediate future, we've got bring love into the situation. So, I think I read that one yesterday, the bring love into the situation. But we're moving on. So, let's go with the Wisdom Oracle. And these are such beautiful cards. I love these. So first of all, we want to pull for the present. So, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, please give us a message to the collective in reference to their finances. Please give assistance, guidance and protection when showing the actual collective information about their finances. Thank you for your help and your guidance and protection. Thank you. So, the cards come out there already. So we'll put that one there. Okay. Please tell the collective about their finances. Please tell the collective about their finances. Thank you for your assistance, Spirit. Thank you. One more. So we want one more. Please tell the collective about their finances. Please tell the collective about their finances and what they should be looking at. Please tell the collective about their finances. And I'm going to draw one by doing this. So, one for the future. There you go. So let's have a look and see what we've got here. Okay, for the present, we've got peace. So, be bold and make the first move. And the card that's come out is peace. And if you look at it, it's like is it a dove? A dove with a branch above it. And there's an egg there. Does someone need to crack the egg? Does someone need to actually do something about a situation? Send out an olive branch, do you think? Do you think there needs to be an olive branch? Do you think someone needs to do something or say something? It does say be bold and make the first move, doesn't it, on the Moonology card? And it does make sense, doesn't it? I mean, 23, if you add those together, it's 5. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 is a number of changes, isn't it? So is there a change needed? Does someone need to speak up? Does someone need to give a knowledge branch to get something moving to do with your finances? Is this a beginning of something? Does someone need to stretch out the olive branch? Think about it. You know, let's move on. So what do we have in the immediate past? Okay, come to the edge. Come into the edge. So look at this card. Isn't this beautiful? I've not seen this one before, actually. It's almost like the Fool card, isn't it? Someone taking a leap of faith. It does say, show the world the real you. Does someone need to speak up about who they really are? Does someone really need to show who they are? Does someone need to... What is somebody hiding? What is somebody hiding there? Do they need to take a leap of faith off of that very precarious piece of rock that's in the middle of the air somewhere? It's a beautiful picture, isn't it? And again, if you add 3 plus 6, that's 9. That's almost completion, because 10 is completion, isn't it? That's almost completion. So does someone need to take a leap of faith and show the world who they really are? How does this relate to your finances? I wonder. We might have to read that one. That one sounds very interesting, doesn't it? And then we've got community. Oh, this is such a beautiful card, and that's number 8. That's about work, isn't it? That's about being with the community. Look at that giraffe and the baby. So it's the baby giraffe with the adult giraffe, and it's a home. And they're in a home, aren't they? Hotel. No, it says hotel. Do you know what? That's a hotel. They're in a hotel, and it's all about community. And this card, I'm going to tell you a little story. This card sings to me because I've got this dream of opening an Airbnb, but doing it at a reasonable price that anybody can afford to actually come along. But also I want it to be a community space. So it's got to be big enough to have a community space in there, have a space that someone can teach, or have things like Reiki, or, you know, healing, what's the word? Or have, you know, classes about healing, you know, Reiki, all those kind of, you know, what do you call them? Anyway, I'm rambling now, but this card so talks to me, and I'm sure it's talking to other people, especially if you're ascending and you need to serve. You have a purpose, and you know you need to serve a purpose, and you're thinking about what your passions are, and, you know, I've thought about my passions, and I've got 3, and they can all coincide together for what I want to do in one place. So that's the dream. And I'm wondering, as it says, because it does mention community, it does say bring love into the situation. Is it love of your community? Is it love of self? Is it love of your significant other? Is it love of somebody that you're going to be with in the future? Are you going to work together to achieve something? Is that what it is? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm going to carry on with this with some tarot, but with the extended. So if you really want to join me and find out what's going on with these cards, because this could go on forever. Oh, actually, first of all, I'm going to read the community one. I think I'm going to read the community one for you. Sorry. But like I was saying, I'm going to do an extended to this, and it's going to be on Patreon. So if you really want to join me, it's under Valerie's Naturals Oracles on Patreon. I also have a YouTube page, which is Valerie's Naturals Oracle again. Look me up. It's free to join. It's free to actually subscribe. And I do put a lot of the actual, I put a lot of my actual readings on there, so that you can see, you can backtrack, because most of them are timeless as well. So please come and join the Watagwan family, because I also have another page that I do things about health and getting out of debt, and I do a lot of blogging as well. I've done previous places like Jamaica, which would be interesting to some people. Jamaica, all my holidays, Spain, Thailand, Ireland. I've been all sorts of places. So please join me. But in the meantime, I'm going to do this reading here, and we're going to read. Shall we read community? Which one should we read? Community or Coming to the Edge? I'm more interested in the community one, because that one more sings to me. And I know it sounds selfish, but I'm going to read the community one. So that's number 8. So let's find out what's going on with number 8, shall we? Maybe I've got time to read both of them, and then I'm going to do an extended, really get into it, some tarot in the extended. But I love the oracle cards because they still tell a story, and they tell a direct story. Some people like to hear the story unfold, but I like to be direct and to the point. And I think the oracle cards do that. So let's go into community. So the essential meaning: belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. And the oracle message for this is: this card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging or kinship, and and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an autistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. Okay, so the relationship message with this, which it's not really about that today because I should really read the prosperity, but according to the Moonology card, it says bring love into the situation and community. So love of self, love of community. So let's do the relationship message. It said you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of the dance. Yet, you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you are or can be together. Interesting. So the prosperity message, I'm not going to say any more about the finance, about the romance part of this, because I'm really into the finance, really. I want to know what's going on about the prosperity. So the prosperity message, whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute rather than what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it's significant that the doors of the opportunity will swing open wider. There is also another meaning of this card to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing you have a purpose. So, is there something you're considering? If you just joined a group or a community that you feel you could contribute to? I mean, I've recently just hooked up with a group of people, and because I'm into Buddhism, so obviously I've joined up with the meetings for the Nichiren Buddhisms, and at the moment we're doing it on Zoom. So I haven't actually met these people, but no, that's a lie. I've met one of them and we've had a really good afternoon. But yeah, so I'm just wondering what I could contribute to the group. And I did think about that actually, because it's all about serving. It's all about doing for other people. It's all about what you can contribute to society as a role. So it's something to think about. So I'm going to leave that here. I'm tempted to read. I am tempted though. Oh, you know what? I'm going to read this one. Come to the Edge, because I'm really intrigued with that one. That one's really intrigued. And probably you're intrigued about that one as well, because that's it's almost like the Fool card, isn't it? It's almost a completion, and it's under show the world the real you and come to the edge. So they're kind of related, aren't they? So let's have a look at that one. We're going to have a quick look at that one. 36. You see? Curiosity killed the cat. 36. So let's have a look at that one. 31, 33, 34, 35. There you go, 36. Come to the edge. The essential meaning is courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear and accepting risk. The Oracle's messages, facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of your fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul and not your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. And the relationship message for this card, which I really don't want to read, but I'm going to read it anyway, because this is all about finances today. But it's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts that you've kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It's important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, say what your hopes are. Say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You will be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step towards the gods, and they will deliver what you truly desire. Oh, that's a definite message for somebody, isn't it? That's a definite message for somebody. Is there something you're being indecisive about? Is there something that you need to make a decision about? Is there someone or something that you should be moving towards? Whether it's a relationship or your finances, or is it something to do with a decision you need to make? You need to take that step. You need to stop procrastinating and take the step. Okay, so think about it. What is there in the back of your head? Anyway, let's read the prosperity message for this. So it says, if ever there was a time for you to take a leap of faith into the unknown, it is now. This is the perfect moment to take a big risk. The unknown is the only choice now, and if you come to the edge, you will discover treasure beyond your wildest dreams. Allow your courage to lead you in spite of your fears. You don't need to know the exact form of what you're going for. The essence is much more powerful, and Spirit has a way of delivering an even better version of prosperity than you could imagine. Take that step. The results will be amazing. Are you hearing that? That is such a positive card. I'm going to show it to you once more so you can have a look at it. That's such a positive card. Look at that. You know, it's somebody taking a leap of faith there. They're jumping. And at that note, that's enough. Don't forget, hit me up, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you come over to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe and the alert bell. It's free, people. It's free. Hit the alert and the subscribe. Come over to Patreon. I do extended on there. I'm going to do an extended of this, and it'll probably go way on longer than this one actually does. I'm going to do an extended on this, add some tarot cards to this, because I've got some beautiful tarot cards. And for the price of a coffee, per month, you know, of Starbucks. If you go to Starbucks, it's the price of a coffee per month. You can join my Patreon, and you get absolutely everything. I'm doing things all about. I'm doing writings about ascension, writings about what the meanings are. I even do glossaries on different things, like what is Kundalini, what is, you know, what things you should be looking out for, what is your 5D and your 3D, what is, you know, I'm doing glossaries and documentation about all about the awakening and the relationship with divine, and you know, things of that nature. So I'm doing that, also doing the readings, and I'm trying to base them on a different theme every day. So I'm trying to do 5 days a week. I might do 6, but each day is a different theme. So Monday is divine masculines, Tuesday is divine feminines, Wednesday is just a general, Thursday is finances, Friday is, I'm trying to make it romance, but as you can see, Spirit has different ideas. It's kind of a finance thing today, but it's added romance in there. But to me, it sounds like the reason why the romance bit is in there, because someone needs to clear the air so they can actually get down to their purpose, basically. That's what it sounds like to me. Someone needs to clear the air. Someone needs to... So it's like one is almost relying on the other. This is what this sounds like to me, because there's a higher purpose here. And people have got to think about what is going to help the higher good at the end of the day. So, let's go on to the extended. I'll catch you later, What I Go On family. Speak to you soon. Peace.